A.F. Winter, and this is Confusional Arousals. When I was waking up today, I dreamt that I was reading Cinderella's End Part 2 to my writers group. CE2, as I call it when I want to be cool, is the second part of my Cinderella's End trilogy, which I'm finishing editing now and hopefully will release it sometime in the fall. Anyway, in my dream state, I had just finished reading a chapter that I wouldn't be reading for a week or two in reality. Simon, a soldier who was the only one who survived the campaign to kill an evil creature in the tunnels below the city. The king asked him how he had managed to survive, and Simon answered, "Just lucky, I guess." One of the writers in my group said Simon would not say that to the king. It was unrealistic. Although this writer had said things like this before about my work, I never read this particular scene to the group, so I wasn't just remembering it. But it felt like I had actually read this scene to my group. Later, that morning, after consuming 3 cups of Turkish coffee, I tried to remember if I had read the scene to my group. I realized that although I finished the book in 2020 and have on occasion read scenes from it, I have never read scenes from this late in the book. Then I had another strange thought. With this book, I do feel as if I've read scenes from this late in the book. At times, even though I know this to be false, I feel I have read the whole book. Kind of gave me a déjà vu type of vibe. Scientists believe that when you get this feeling, your eyes see a place, but your mind does not recognize it until a millisecond later. That gives you the impression that you've been there before. But if that was the case, this is not déjà vu, but something different. This is not a momentary lapse in recognition because the event has not yet happened. This would be a true case of predicting the future, if, when I do read the scene, he actually says that. In mysticism, a prophet dreams they see an event that is likely to happen. There are stories of mystics who would travel to places in their dreams and receive information about the future. Edgar Cayce, also known as the Sleeping Prophet, would go to Schluffyland to do his prophesying. He made a good living at it, too. Schluffyland. Now, I'm not saying anything like I am a Sleeping Prophet 2.0. Ick. I don't want to see your future bowel movements, not even if the future of humanity depends upon it. Funny how my mind went there. Of all the possibilities that I could have thought up, I went to bowel movements. Interesting. I have 2 likely explanations for my waking dream, or hypnagogic hallucination, which refers to vivid dreamlike experiences that occur during the transition from wakefulness to sleep. Wait, that's not right then, because I'm transitioning from dreaming to wakefulness, not the other way around. Let's go with false awakening, then. That is a made-up, true-sounding term that means it is a vivid dream where you believe you have woken up, but you are actually still dreaming. There must be a real term for that, but I'm too lazy to find it. Note to self. Idea for a book. Nonsensical medical terms for conditions I don't actually have. The Lexicon of Medical Abnormalities of A.F. Winter. I like it. Wait, false awakenings doesn't seem right either, because I was becoming aware and awoke. Unless there's some percentage that goes along with false awakenings. You are allowed to be 90% asleep for this condition to be true. If it were just a percentage issue, I would have to contact the researcher and negotiate with them. But I don't have time to do that because I'm too busy making up nonsensical medical terms. If one of you would like to do a little research and find out what percentage that quack scientist is putting forth, or to find the actual condition I am talking about, please feel free to contact me. Or, if you would like to send me more made-up terms describing my hypochondriatic conditions, please contact me immediately, because, let's be honest, made-up medical conditions are much more fun than bothering a researcher who is probably trying to save the world from nefarious forces. Wait, I made up that term, so the researcher must be made up as well. This is really complicated. So for right now, I'm going to call this phenomenon non-hypnagogic hallucinations. That doesn't sound right. Maybe unhypnagogic hallucinations. Stupid. Anti-hypnagogic hallucinations? There, that's what I'm calling it. Anti-hypnagogic hallucinations. So, I put it to you, dear listeners, 2 slightly more plausible scenarios than my dream prophet scenario. Although, to be totally transparent, Edgar Cayce did come to me in a dream once and told me to stop muscling in on his territory. Back to my explanations. If we believe the whole multiverse thing, and I do, just to be contrary, the multiverse is a hypothetical idea that suggests that our universe is just one of many possible, infinite, parallel universes. This concept has been floating around for thousands of years. Why couldn't I, in my waking moments, have been visiting a parallel universe which is identical to our universe in every aspect, except it is sometime in the future? See, I told you it was only slightly more plausible than me being a prophet. The problem is that no one to this point has been proven to be able to visit any of these infinite universes in dreams or otherwise. No one has been able to prove the existence of even one alternate universe. But physicists and philosophers are still open to the possibility that such things exist. Interesting. They believe in this nonsense, but they still don't believe in ghosts. Which brings me to Nicolas Cage. One of my least favorite Nicolas Cage movies was Ghost Rider. And if I were a philosopher, I wouldn't believe in him either. But I did like Next, which was about a Las Vegas magician who could see up to 2 minutes into the future when it was about him. Narcissist. Maybe, just maybe, he was in contact with a parallel universe that was only 2 minutes ahead of us. I know what you're thinking now. Maybe A.F. Winter is actually a prophet. But hold your horses. Let me expound on my next theory. Determinism. We've talked about this before. Determinism is the doctrine that all events, including human action, are ultimately determined by causes external to the will. We can predict future outcomes by studying known facts and previous events. Science is telling me that fortune-telling is real. So, I think that my writer friend will make that negative comment about a rather insignificant line in my novel because of who he is and how he has responded to certain circumstances in the past. Determinism. It still doesn't explain why I think I have read this part of my novel to the group. Maybe I have to turn to Carl Jung and his subconscious dream theory for my explanation. That we don't need to look to a dream interpreter to help us understand our dreams, but we only have to look to ourselves, because we know better than anyone what is going on in our noggins. Maybe I am secretly concerned that my writers group will not be positive about my submission, and that they will be mean because they're just a big bunch of meanies. What am I doing with my life anyway? Nobody ever likes my stuff. They only put up with me because I buy them things. Give me a minute. So, there you have it. 4 perfectly interesting, if not plausible, explanations for a bit of a dream I had sometime in March. Aren't you glad you wasted this time with me? But it is really about time. I think my dream is weird because the events haven't happened yet. It is out of time. We feel off if life is moving too slowly or too quickly, and when it is not behaving according to our will. Time causes me angst in all its forms, past, present, and future. And the older I get, the more obsessed I become with time. Upon reflection, time may be my muse, which is someone or something inspirational yet unattainable. What, after all, is less attainable than time? It is more phantasmagoric than water running through your hands, because some water always remains. It is less substantial than the wind. I can't feel time as it rushes by. Time is a better muse than a person, because once you attain your muse, she becomes less inspirational. I once had a girlfriend when, before she was my girlfriend and I was starting to fall for her, I sat down in a park for 2 hours and wrote 21 poems of love to her. Most of them were terrible, but I think the feat was remarkable. After we broke up, most of my writing was dark, inspired by the heartache she had caused me. She was better for my writing when she wasn't around. W.B. Yeats, one of my favorite writers, had a muse, Maud Gonne. He asked her to marry him 3 times. She refused his offer each time. He even asked her daughter to marry him so he could be close to her mother. And you thought I was creepy. The daughter also kindly refused. Yeats and Edgar Allan Poe are my 2 favorite writers when it comes to heartache. But then I found something interesting about Yeats. Besides the fact that he belonged to a secret mystical organization and had dealings with Aleister Crowley, but that is at least 3 episodes, sometime in the future, Yeats fell in love with Gonne on purpose, so he could pine over her, because his pain, his heartbreak, made his creativity more accessible. He made himself miserable for his art. I looked at my writings from that period, and I realized I did the same. A quote by Buddha comes to mind. In the end, only 3 things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. It was not long afterward that I emotionally let go of her as a muse. I have let other things muse me now. I think time is a better inspiration, although holding on to time, whether it is a bitter memory or a hope for the future, is not meant for you either. Thanks a lot, Buddha. However, time can be used if we realize that we only have a few moments left for us. We only have a short time to forgive those who have wronged us. We only have a short time to ask for forgiveness or to make things right. We need to speak out against injustice now, to show kindness now, to give comfort to those in need, not tomorrow, but today. Here is my prediction. I think I have about 5 more years on this earthly sphere. No, Edgar Cayce did not visit me in a dream, No, I am not Nostradamus. Perhaps in a past life. But this is just a feeling I have. It is not too long that I would be able to put things off. It is not too short that I would be running around like a chicken with its head cut off. I'm like a death Goldilocks, without the curls. And 5 years is just about right. Now, I'm going to bed, and the 3 bears will wake me up and give me a heart attack, and my prediction goes out the window. I blame the Jungians. Samuel Beckett said, and I've told you this before, so you could repeat it with me, to think when one is no longer young, when one is not yet old, that one is no longer young, that one is not yet old, that is perhaps something. Live each day as if it were your last is a quote often attributed to Marcus Aurelius, but Ray Charles and Steve Jobs also made similar statements. What both quotes are saying to me is that we only have a limited amount of time on this earth, and time is fleeting. In the time I have remaining, I'd like to get my so far unpublished books ready for publication and make things right with the people I love. The books are the easy part. People are always more challenging than things and may take more time than the books. I'm really good at avoiding relationship issues. Now, don't think that this is a cry for help. I don't need a wellness check unless you're bringing the tequila. I am happy. I am contented. I just have a lot of things to accomplish and a limited amount of time to do it. And we shall see how successful I will be. Yes, we shall see. I guess you're the ones that will see because I'll be dead. I am A.F. Winter for now, and this has been Confusional Arousals.
The ears on the clock, time won't slow down. I'm a runaway train rolling through this town. Got a list in my pocket, things to get through. No time for the blues, gotta chase what's true. 5 years to go till I'm out of your sight. Gonna burn like a comet in the dead of the night. Father time keeps ticking, Mother Earth spins still. I'm climbing this ladder with unshaken will. Got dust on my boots from the paths I roam. Miles to travel, no roads lead home. Every turn's a lesson, every fall's a climb. Won't let the doubt steal away my prime. World it's a hums while my soul takes flight. Who's got time for wrongs when I'm chasing right? Proving my worth, not to them, just to me. Let the rhythm ride, I'm finally free. 5 years to go till I'm out of your sight. Gonna burn like a comet in the dead of the night. Father time keeps ticking, Mother Earth spins still. I'm climbing this ladder with unshaken